few weeks ago, pretty late at night, my roommate and I were talking. He was talking about the CSA and him, like he's one of the top members there. And they were going to boycott the cultural events because of the recent events that happened. I asked him why they were boycotting this, and it's because he said they were standing with the African American Student Association. This was because of the recent blackface incident. For context, blackface was something that was done by actors to portray an African American in theaters in the 19th and 20th century and earlier. It is a stereotype. So when a sorority member painted his face black, he meant it to portray something. He meant it. So when the sorority used the excuse that this was just a game, it's not just a game. Did you know there's only 182 African American students at this school? There are 20,000 students here, and there's only 182 African American students. So when someone does blackface, so this school is actually just like a sea of white. So when someone does that, you are telling those 182 students that, like, you're going back to the 18th century, the 19th century, and they had no rights. They were enslaved sometimes, or like during the 18th century, and they were abused. To make matters worse, the Republican Club invited Milo to speak here. This is extremely controversial because he is known for his racist comments. Now I'm going to quote here. This is what he said. He posted on his Facebook. "I'm going to get the darkest spray tan I can get for my white suit." He was mocking the blackface incident. He's doing this willingly because it's what he does. Problem is, this is not isolated. Milo goes around to speaking at many colleges, and there are many people who find this amusing. His comment about the blackface, they find it amusing. Like, this is not, if you look at the Live Leak comments, if you look at the YouTube comments, there are hundreds, like thousands of racist comments, like saying that black people should be just put in prisons. It is like actually horrifying reading those comments. This is why we cannot let such like a game be an excuse for such a deplorable act meant to bring down a minority. Thank you.
Peter, how did that
I think it went okay for impromptu.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Certainly a lot of passion.
Yeah.
Okay, audience, please comment.
I thought you did a good job with the amount of time that you had to prepare, and you seemed like really confident and passionate about it. I thought it came off well.
What was the topic you received?
Blackface and racism. Yeah.
You mentioned your friend was part of an organization, the
CSA, Chinese Student Association.
Oh, okay. I was curious what that was.
I think the number you pulled, I know you didn't need to research, but I don't know if you knew that.
I knew it. I looked it up after I talked to my friend, just interested on seeing the numbers and.
Right, I didn't know that number, so I was super grateful and really makes it apparent.
Yeah, I thought you did a really good job presenting a topic that's super important, especially right now. And yeah, like other people said, you definitely seemed very passionate about it, and I thought you had smooth delivery.
You seem a lot more calm with this speech. I can see you're improving and being more calm and confident. And I thought it was impressive because when receiving a topic, I didn't know someone wrote that down, but I remember literally thinking that was something I would rather avoid myself because that would make me really nervous. I was impressed by that.
Yeah.
Teammates.
I think they went.
Oh, everybody went? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Peter, I thought, here's the thing. When you opened your speech and sort of setting up that conversation, it was kind of, you piqued my curiosity, like what was the conversation about? I was having this conversation with my roommate, right? And so you set the tone, and as you spoke, you could tell that this was something has significantly impacted you in the way that you talked about it, your passion. It really came from your heart, it seemed like. That it's commendable to talk about something that really affects you and be able to have a calm and be able to speak about it. Because I know when I start to talk about something, I tend to get hyperventilate a little bit. So, and so being able to kind of keep your calm and your passion come through, and also really very seriously recognizing the importance of addressing this issue on campus, it came through in your delivery of it. So I thought that worked. I would have, rather than use the acronym for your roommates club.
Should have used just set it out.
Yeah. Then that would have given a little helped with a little bit more context.
Okay.
I think for us. So I think that worked. That would have benefited you. Maybe just have that thesis a little bit cleaner so we know in the direction that you're going. I think when you hit on a main point or a main idea that you wanted to get across, that came through in your speech. Just make sure you lay that out early on so we can track it a little bit more easily. Your language was strong. I mean, you delivered it in a very intentional and deliberate manner. Your tone came across strong. This is certainly something that concerns you, and recognizing that we kind of throw fuel on the fire with who you choose to speak as to insight a little bit more polarized positions. A polarized position certainly didn't help the issue.
Yeah.
So I think bringing that, talking about that and bringing that up and being able to have a conversation